It's a pleasant time to learn things. So today our topic is pump. So it specifies the classification of pumps. So pump may be categorized into dynamic pumps and positive displacement pumps. Again, the dynamic pumps classified into centrifugal pump and axial flow propeller type pump. Again, the positive displacement pumps is categorized into gear pump, vane pump, piston pumps. The gear pump again categorized into external gear, internal gear, loop pump and screw pump. Then vane pump is categorized into fixed displacement pump and variable displacement. Likewise, piston pumps also categorized into fixed displacement pump and variable displacement pump. A fixed displacement pump is one in which the amount of fluid ejected by revolution cannot be varied. That is a fixed displacement pump. It will be the constant one. The discharge will be always constant. That is the fixed displacement. So displacement means it send them out from the pump. It specifies the displacement. A variable displacement pump is one in which the amount of fluid ejected can be varied by changing the physical relationships of the various elements. So here likewise refer to the fixed displacement. The output of the pump may be varies. That is, the discharge amount may be varies. If you change certain changes in the physical parameters of the element, we can get this kind of variation in their output. Dynamic pumps. These pumps are typically used for low pressure, high volume flow applications. In dynamic pumps, the clearance between the rotating impeller or propeller and the stationary housing is high. Thus, as the resistance of external system starts to increase, some of the fluid slips back into the clearance spaces, causing reduction in discharge flow rates. This is the dynamic pump. Then centrifugal pump. The most commonly used type of dynamic pump is centrifugal pump. The fluid enters at the center of the impeller and is picked up by the rotating impeller. As the fluid rotates with impeller, the centrifugal force causes the fluid move radially outward. This causes the fluid to flow through the outlet discharge port of the housing. Although dynamic pumps provide smooth continuous flow, their output flow rate is reduced as resistance to flow is increased. This is a centrifugal pump. Positive displacement pumps ejects a fixed quantity of fluid per revolution of the pump shaft. This makes the particularly very suited for fluid power systems. However, positive resistance pumps must be protected against overpressure if resistance to flow becomes very large. A pressure relief valve used to protect the pump against overpressure by diverting pump flow back to head tank. Then the classification of positive displacement pumps. In gear pump, external gear pumps, internal gear pumps, lobe pumps, screw pumps. In vane pumps, positive displacement pump, then balanced vane pumps. In piston, radial design. Gear pumps, external gear pumps. It develops flow by carrying fluid between the teeth of two machine gears. One of the gears is connected to the drive shaft, which is connected to the prime mover. Another one is the driven gear, which measures with the driver gear. Oil chambers are there between the gear teeth, the pump housing and the side wear plates. The suction side is where teeth come out of mesh, and here the volume expands, bringing about the reduction in pressure, below the atmospheric pressure. The volumetric displacement and the theoretical flow rate of gear pump can be determined as follows. Pi by 4 d square minus d square L. So Q is Vxn by 60. So efficiency actual discharge by theoretical discharge. Here d naught or d suffix O, it specifies outside diameter of the gear tooth. So d suffix I, it specifies inside diameter of the gear tooth. L is equal to width of gear teeth. V, displacement volume of the pump. So N specify the RPM, revolution per minute of a pump. So QT, Q suffix T, theoretical pump flow rate, that is discharge. So Q suffix A, actual flow rate, that is actual discharge. Then we move on to internal gear pumps. It consists of an internal gear, a regular spur gear, a crescent shaped seal and an external housing. As power is applied to the gear, the motion of the gears draws fluid from the reservoir and forces it around both sides of the crescent seal, which acts as seal between the suction and discharge ports. When the teeth mesh on the side opposite to the crescent seal, the fluid is forced to enter the discharge port of the pump. So next one is lobe pump. So lobe pump operates in the same way as external gear pump. But unlike external gear pump, both lobes are driven externally. So they don't actually contact each other. Thus they are quieter than other gear pumps. As the lobe turns, fluid is held between each lobe and the wall of the pump chamber and carried around from suction to discharge. The volumetric displacement is generally greater than other type of gear pumps. Then G-rotor pump. It operates much like internal gear pump. The inner gear rotor is power driven and draws the outer gear rotor around as they mesh together. This forms inlet and discharge pumping chambers between rotor lobes. The inner gear has one teeth less than the outer teeth, and the volumetric displacement is determined by the space formed by extra tooth in the outer gear. Rotor. Screw pump. The screw pump is an axial flow positive displacement unit. 3 precision ground screws meshing within the closed fitting housing deliver non-pulsating flow quietly and efficiently. The two symmetrically opposed Euler rotors act as rotating seals, confining the fluid in a section of closures. The fluid enters from the inlet at bottom of the pump. The driver and the driven screw rotate in opposite direction, which builds a suction pressure at a lower part of the pump. This pressure drives the fluid upwards. The fluid crosses the small clearance between the two screws and experiences a centrifugal force. The combination of suction pressure and centrifugal forces the fluid up and out of the pump. The axial hydraulic forces on the root set are balanced. So this is the diagram shown of the screw pump. So its flow from the bottom to top. In between them the power input shaft and the timing gears are provided in the point in the end of the screw. So this is the three-dimensional and animated way representation of the screw pump.